Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, my name is Ingram Jones. And, well, you've seen the title, Anthony Joshua versus Wladimir Klitschko. But before we get onto that, we've got to talk about last night's developments. Look, I've been on this story since since I was talking to Hughie Fury. It first started with me calling Hughie and asking about the question about him wanting to fight, the possibility of him fighting Anthony Joshua. It developed from that conversation to then talking to Peter, saying that they have spoken to Eddie Hearn and the email. And then from that point, we now hear recently, up to yesterday, that Fury versus Klitschko has been cancelled due to Tyson's mental state. Well, I can't say whether he has a mental state or he hasn't got a mental state. I know for now that the fight seems to be off. So that point being, straight after that, I contacted James Ali Bashir to ask him the Klitschko side of things, to see what Klitschko's camp have got to say and see how things are. And Klitschko said he would be willing to fight in Manchester. So all that training he's been doing for Fury, he would still be willing to fight in Manchester. So that was an indication there in the interview I did with James Ali Bashir yesterday. Okay. Now, I know there's been a lot of people that have been on my channel previously that have said to me, Ingram, you know what? If Joshua was in the ring that night against Klitschko, Joshua would have knocked out Klitschko. Well, advanced talks, it looks as if Klitschko versus Joshua could well happen. And it could well happen on the night that Tyson Fury was meant to be defending his titles. And instead, Anthony Joshua defending his IBF heavyweight championship of the world against Wladimir Klitschko. Arguably, there's not even arguably, it's a better fight than Hughie Fury for Joshua, simply because we know what Klitschko possesses. We know how good Klitschko is, you know, and there's nobody in Joshua's resume to say that he can beat Klitschko. So it's a very good fight, and credit to Joshua for if they take the fight. Now, here's my inkling as to why I think this fight could happen. Just look, history seems to repeat itself. Watch how matchroom have operated so far. Go back, what, a few months ago, Chris Eubank Jr. was offered a contract to fight Gennady Golovkin. Golovkin was in camp preparing to fight on a specific date. Things were put in place. Okay? Eubank Jr. didn't sign the contract for whatever reason. In steps Kell Brook. Hughie Fury. Available. Willing to fight. Eddie Hearn doesn't think he's worth the money that Hugh is asking for, or Peter Hugh is asking for. Okay, Hugh is a young heavyweight. Some people say he's not ready. Some people think that he should have more fights. I'm of the belief that Hugh should have a couple more fights in terms of that illness he's had. Let's see him fight 1 or 2 fights at a good level and then go for a world title shot. That was my personal opinion. But I'm not Peter Fury, and I would not put myself in a position to say, I don't think you should take that fight. Who the hell am I? I don't watch him on a day-to-day basis. And look, a lot of people didn't think that Tyson was ready to fight Klitschko. And look what happened there. So based on Brook stepping in to face Golovkin at that point in time, there's no reason whatsoever. You've heard Eddie Hearn say it. He said it himself. I don't think that, you know, the money that Hughie Fury was asking for, it's not there. But now Klitschko could demand that money. And that would be a pay-per-view fight. A lot of money. I think pay-per-view records would probably go through the roof. Klitschko versus Joshua. The changing of the guard. If Joshua did beat Klitschko, then that sets up a mega fight in the summer against Tyson Fury. The man that beat the man. But then it would be Joshua who also beat the man and be a little older, but he still beat him. And you cannot knock Joshua for that. For all the things I've said, well, I feel that Joshua's a bit stiff. I don't feel Joshua's fought the best fighters yet to be given the accolades. He's done a good job so far. Now he's facing a premier heavyweight who would be fighting a premier heavyweight. The other thing under discussion as well is that Klitschko was considering fighting Lucas Browne as well. So the scenario that I gave you, and when I interviewed Bashir yesterday, I haven't spoken to Bashir today. When I interviewed Bashir yesterday, okay, he said, and I asked him, Joshua versus Klitschko. Joshua hasn't got an opponent. Klitschko now hasn't got an opponent. Huey didn't have an opponent. Molina doesn't have an opponent. Those are four guys, there are 3 or 4 guys there that could fight Anthony Joshua. Why does Joseph Parker have to fight, battle himself past Dimitrenko, which everyone thinks, well, Parker's going to just walk through Dimitrenko and he'll come fight Joshua? Really? This is the same Joseph Parker that lacks defense. What happens if he gets a nick and a cut? That fight's off. What happens if he gets knocked out against Dimitrenko? It can happen. So I don't buy the Dimitrenko one. I really the Joseph Parker. That's a lot of smack talk. I think it's more realistic that a Huey Fury or even a Wladimir Klitschko. So okay, say Huey. Well, you know what? He hasn't really fought anybody. No, okay. What I don't understand by a lot of fight fans, there's a couple of things I don't understand by fight fans where they say, well, Joshua's so much better, but his opponents. I don't see anybody who's better than Rudenko on that resume, really. Bearing in mind, Rudenko was beat by Lucas Browne, who went on and won the world title. And Rudenko beat Lucas Browne. So, in my opinion. So, I mean, it depends how you look at it. So, if Joshua, should Joshua take this fight, great step-up fight. Great step-up fight. But we've heard the rumors in training camp. We've heard the stories. So if Wladimir is anywhere near that form with those raking jabs and big right hands, I don't know. But let's hear what people are saying so far. Also, I have to state, like I said, Peter Fury, I spoke to this morning, and he said that he will release a statement on Tuesday, and he will also talk exclusively to Bayloric TV. So there you have that. What people are saying in the room while my memory still going through. Okay, let's see what people are saying in the room. Speed jab, Yo Ingram. What a crazy week it's been so far. It has been a very crazy week. And you know how crazy it's been? I don't drink Pepsi, but I've been on this. Crazy. Not sleeping much. You've seen the interviews from Bashir to Abel Sanchez to Molina to Huey Fury. So you've seen the back and forths. What's Ingram? What's up, Ingram? Are you okay, sir? I'm okay. I'm fine. There's a few things that I find disrespectful. I think this first bit of disrespect is how I'm just being the messenger. I'm doing the interviews. People say I'm being biased. I don't know what you mean by biased. I interview Peter, I ask him questions. I interview Bashir, I ask him questions. But you know what? You can't please some people. People always hate. So there's one. 2, the other thing I don't like is when people or well-known media outlets look at the source, listen to the information, and then don't give credit to the source, and then speak on the information without crediting the source. Don't have no time for that either. So it's quite disrespectful. Then 3, I wholly won't stand for it. Abusive people with false names on Twitter trying to abuse me when I'm trying to give out the information. All right? If you don't like it, if you don't like the information, go do one. Go take a run and a jump and go in the sea. The other thing, as far as I'm concerned, is if you be abusive on my Twitter page or across social media, I block your ass. Straight. Simple. No, I don't know you, so I don't miss anything from you. If you are coming and contributing nothing, well, I expect nothing from you. Be on your way. It's very disrespectful when people are trying to bring you news. Ungrateful, disrespectful, when you're trying to bring you news to keep you updated and really get into the meat of things, right? If you think you can do a better job, get off your ass, get from behind a keyboard, get a microphone, get on YouTube, start making phone calls to people and see how easy it is yourself. That's my thing there. And another thing, the people want to come on the channel and start telling me, you should do it this way, you should do it that way. Well, if you know I should do it this way and that way, let's see what you've got on your channel. Let's see what you're doing. If you want to give me constructive criticism, that's fine. But at least construct something yourself that I can look to. At least do some work. At least have at least 15, 20 videos of quality. Now I'm coming here telling me my job and what I should be doing when you ain't produced jack diddly squat. Get off your ass and contribute something to the sport. And when I mean contribute, I don't mean copy and paste what somebody else has written or somebody else has done. Get off your ass, do some investigative journalism and find out what's going on. Instead of sitting on Twitter, what's going on? And abuse me or abuse the people you want the answers from, and then when you don't get the answers, you're upset. You abuse somebody and expect them not to block you. And another thing, don't tell me to pipe down. Because you pipe up and I should say, of course, you just insulted me, of course, I should accept that. So I don't business, I don't care, I'll tell you straight as it is. And I'll tell you to your face as well. So you don't like it, do one. Okay, moving on. Brendan Bread says he needs to fight a decent name before fighting Vlad. I don't like this matchmaking from Eddie, even though it's an amazing fight. Well, look, Brendan, he went and put Brook in the ring with Golovkin. He's put what's his name, the Welsh guy, and put him in the ring with Adrian Broner. Hearn doesn't care about fighters. He cares about the money. That's what it's about. And for those people who before said, yeah, Joshua would smash Klitschko, well, you may find out whether Joshua would smash Klitschko. Graham, just can't see AJ fighting on Frank Warren's pay-per-view when he's due to fight end of November on Matchroom pay-per-view. Okay, interesting. But either way, some negotiation is going to have to happen one way or the other. Alexander Usyk fights either on December 10th in New York or on HBO or on December 24th in Kiev, according to K2 Ukraine manager. Okay, yeah, I think you're a bit late on that, Andre, because thank you very much for the information. Bashir did the interview with Bashir last night, and he confirmed Usyk's next fight will be either on HBO or in the Ukraine. But thanks for the information anyway. Royd Smith says, how much have I missed? Wait until the end of this and then rewind and watch and play back. Joshua Klitschko won't happen. Eddie Hearn wouldn't risk it, in my opinion. That's your opinion, but your opinion won't stop what is advanced talks. And when I mean advanced, I mean seriously advanced talks. Why not Ortiz? For fuck's sake. Why Ortiz? Who was Ortiz fought and beat in his career? Really? Brendan Brett says he needs to fight the likes of a Pulev or Stavern. Ask you the question. Pulev is going to defend his title, European title. He'll get more in Bulgaria, defend his European title, than some peanuts that Eddie Hearn will give him to fight Joshua. Come on, really? Pulev? Pulev's a good fighter. Pulev's defend his title and then wait for him to fight somewhere else. So forget. Don't worry about Pulev. As for Stavern, he's going to fight Povetkin. Look at who these guys are going to fight. Stavern doesn't fight Joshua. He goes to fight Povetkin instead. In my opinion, Povetkin's a better fighter than Joshua. Proven. Okay. Tyson Fury. Ingram, have you heard anything from Peter yet? Yes, I have. Made a statement on Twitter and I've just made a statement again. Peter will be in touch on Tuesday to do an exclusive interview with Baylor TV. Ortiz a high job. Doesn't deserve a shot. Marky BM. Okay. Speed Jeff says, Marky, LOL, Marky again. Tyson Fury says, screw haters. You do a good job. We appreciate what you do. Thank you very much, champ. Brendan Brett says, screw the haters. Anthony Cully says, wasted energy, pal. Just block their asses, which I have done, champ. AJ versus Vlad could be realistic for number given what's happened, but I really don't think AJ would give Wladimir on 4 weeks' notice. Okay, I'll repeat to you again. This is in advanced talks. I don't care about your thoughts and what you're thinking and what you believe. I don't care about what you're thinking. I'm telling you this off first-hand knowledge. I'm not telling you this off some pie in the sky, my thoughts, sitting down, meditating. Do I think it's going to happen? And based on if I'm thinking it's going to happen, listen, this is advanced talks. Look at boxing. Look at what Hearn's just done. You never thought that Brook would have gone and fight Golovkin. Okay? And Brook could have fought a whole load of other fighters. Moved up 2 weight divisions and went and fought Golovkin. For what? So this fight can happen. This fight could really happen. Don't say I didn't warn you. Roy Smith on a rant. No, I'm not on a rant. Not on a rant. It's ignorant statements like that. It's ignorant statements like that that will get your ass blocked. Sorry. Tell him again, Mr. Ingham. That's right. I'm not having it. You think you can just come on here and upset me and expect me not to rant? But I tell you, if I went up in your face and started talking crap to you, you'd be upset too. So I'm keeping it real. I'm not Sky. I'm not BBC. I'm not ITV. And I wouldn't wish to ever be that. I'm as real as they come. Do you understand? And you disrespect me, I'll block your ass. Don't get involved with you. So don't come in here telling me that I'm ranting. Because if it was flipped on you, well, we don't know if it would be flipped on you because you're not in a position to be flipped on. So it's easy to sit behind a keyboard and say rant. Here we go. Here we go. Paula McCulloch says, ignore the ignorant. I am trying to ignore them. I love the British fans entertaining guys, says Andre. Joshua versus Vlad will make a lot of dollars. That's my point. Is it about the fighter's interest or is it about pay-per-view numbers? And is it the fact that Eddie Hearn is under pressure to produce pay-per-views per year? Now, to me, I understand Eddie Hearn has got to hit certain figures to maintain his contract with Sky, which means he's going to get certain pay-per-view numbers over a certain amount of time. And if he doesn't produce the pay-per-view numbers, he loses a contract. He has to hit some margins. Eddie Hearn has to answer to somebody at Sky. So as far as I'm concerned, there was a reason why Frank Warren or Hatton and all those people no longer are on Sky and have had to move to Box Nation because the numbers didn't add up anymore. They weren't putting the quality on, so therefore they had to go. So the same rules apply to Eddie Hearn. Now, and another thing, for those people who took the time on the channel to look at Eddie Hearn's interview with Baylor TV, within the first minute of our interview, what did he say? I'm a bullshitter. He said it. Eddie Hearn said, I'm a bullshitter, smiled in my face, and said it. He knows, but he can say, and the reason why he can say he's a bullshit because he's very charismatic. You don't expect Eddie Hearn to tell you the truth about everything, really? Really? He is a promoter. Role of the promoter is to promote. He's not a judge, or he's not a, he's not a priest. He's a promoter for boxing, which is one of the most corrupt sports in the world, if not the most corrupt sport in the world. His role is to promote a fight, to sell you a fight, to sell you a fighter, to sell you a picture, for you to believe the hype. So you invest your money in pay-per-view, or you invest your money in going down to the O2 Arena to watch Joshua fight. It's not knocking Eddie Hearn. Every promoter in the world does it. And if they don't, they're not doing driving good sales. They're out of a job. That's what promotion's about. Not digging Anthony Joshua, not digging Eddie Hearn. It's a job. It's a business. Understand the business fundamentals. Okay? This fight won't happen. Vlad wants his belts back first. If he fights for the IBF title, then he's getting a version of the heavyweight championship. What are you talking about? He's not fighting Joshua for a scrap on the cobblers. He'll be fighting Joshua for the IBF belt. What are you talking about? Which he once owned, man. Are you on the new camera, Mr. Jones? Okay, moving on. Let's see if we can get some decent comments on here. Would there be any chance Huey would fight instead of Tyson? Again, on Tuesday, I'll talk to Peter Fury to get the answer to that. I love the interviews on this channel. Thank you very much, Roy Smith. Marky BA says, nah. Okay. I prefer this to ITV. Thank you. Real. Speaker smiles. So this Tuesday, you will get the exclusive from Peter Fury. Bro, don't listen to haters. Keep doing your thing, bro. I am doing it, brother. I'm doing it regardless of what they think or what they believe or what they type or what they thumbs down. Couldn't give a damn, to be honest. But thank you anyway for watching the videos. Appreciate it. Ingram, when will you next have Bermain on for a chat again? I spoke to Bermain up to yesterday, and the latest news from Bermain Stavern is he's waiting for the contract to come through to sign. The moment that contract is signed, Bermain Stavern will be back in the room and we'll be doing interviews. And also, while I'm at it, Bayloric TV have got some exclusive new guests to Bayloric TV coming soon. Some huge changes to the channel. We're going down a different direction, which is going to be good for fight fans, because now we're going to have we're welcoming Emily Pandalakis, who I've spoken to for many years. Now Emily Pandalakis is works on the PR front to a lot of top fighters in America. So we'll be getting the exclusive with Emily Pandalakis, finding out what's going on in America, the top fighters, and getting them on the station. So we get to know these fighters before they become world champions. We've done it before. Crawford, Thurman, we've interviewed them before they became world champions, before anyone gave a damn. Fury, Stiverne, we've done it. So we'll do it again. Alexander Usyk, before he became world champion, we got the interview. There you go. So we know. So this is all the stuff. So Bermain Stavern, we're waiting to hear from Bermain, but as soon as that's confirmed, he'll give me a buzz and we'll get him back on the station. As Eddie Earn said, he's a traveling car salesman. I like him. He's entertaining. He very much is entertaining. Very much entertaining. Knows how to sell it. Knows how to sell it. And he's learnt from his dad, Barry Earn. Okay? So there you go. Graham says, what do you know about the hearing being brought forward for Tyson Fury's drug accusations? And do you think it's affected the fight? Hell yeah. But hold on. Before we talk about that, I want to take you all back, those who are regulars to the channel. I want to take you all back to something. And I want you all to think about something just for a second. And if you remember what I said to you guys and girls, I said Tyson Fury should vacate the belts and keep the IBO title. The moment he got stripped of the IBF title for defending against the #1 contender and the man that was universally recognized as the best heavyweight on the planet, the moment that happened, you knew it was all downhill from there. You pay sanctioning fees, they strip you of the belt, you don't get your sanctioning fees back, and another guy is holding on to your belt. You think that's right? It's okay to sit here and say, oh, well, I think this and I think that. If it happened to you, you'd be screaming about it. If you paid for a brand new television, you paid for it, yeah? And then I walked into your house and took your television from your front room and then gave it to 2 other guys to scrap over. And then that guy took your television and took it down to somebody else. And then that somebody else bought that television. How would you feel about it? You wouldn't feel too good about it. That's exactly what's happened with the IBF belt. That's what it is. But for some strange reason, in the boxing world, people don't see it as it is. They think in some other world. It is what it is, across the board. Vlad is preparation for Fury. It's preparing for Fury, not AJ. Won't happen in my opinion. Well, you've got an opinion, mate, but you don't. You're sitting behind a keyboard typing. I'm actually talking to people. Big difference. Can you get a hold of Gary Cornish? No. He's got a big one coming up. That's nice. Let's move on. Anthony Cullis. agree with Bashir. They need to strip Fury. Can't sit on belts for that long, especially after a second pullout. But when Fury's back, he should be first in line for the belts. Totally agree with you, Anthony. Totally agree. You've been out of the ring since last November. You're holding on to the belts. For whatever reason, if you're injured, you know, there's mental health issues, whatever the issue may be. And we don't also know if he's been advised by his legal team. Okay? Let us not forget the first fight. Again, let's go to the history books. The canvas. Remember when people said, oh, Fury's are stalling the fight, Fury's are trying to chicken out on Wladimir Klitschko, is scared of Wladimir. We looked, if we didn't have video evidence, the canvas, the gloves, the doctored weights, the high heel boots. This is Wladimir Klitschko now. This is Wladimir Klitschko's camp. And this is the first fight. You've heard Bermain Stavern. You've heard David Hay talk about slave contracts. You've heard them all. So I'm not coming off and just thinking things delightfully. These are things that other men have said and quoted, and you can read. So, absolute, you know, wasn't saying you were wrong, was just surprised a fight like this with the risk involved was so close with months' notice given AJ's financial worth. Really? If AJ beats Klitschko, think about his financial worth then. Yeah? Think about Brooks' worth now. He is worth more now taking a beating off Golovkin than he was when he was IBF champion in the welterweight division. Beats me, but he's worth more. He's in now the Canelo fight now. Stephen Larson says IBF didn't like Tyson when they didn't like Tyson. That's why they took it. Agreed. Have you heard in the Mirror news they're saying that Tyson is not mentally ready for Wladimir fight? Right. Let me put it to you this way. Would you be mentally ready if you had Wladimir Klitschko on your case, you've been accused of doing something that you're innocent to, and you're getting verbally, your family has been verbally abused, and I don't know what other things are going on behind the scenes, and you're in a court battle? Would you be mentally prepared? I don't think you'd be either. Just put the facts in. And these are the stuff we know. What about the stuff we don't know? Tyson Fury. Watch something. Tyson Fury is very quiet. John Fury is absolutely silent. Peter Fury is quiet. There must be a reason that these people, very vocal, are quiet. There must be a reason. And with a legal team involved, there are things you can say and the things you can't say. These are the things you need to take into consideration. And if anybody of you across the YouTube universe and people watching us around the world, legal battles, they can get nasty. And hey, Wladimir Klitschko's got a lot of power. Stavern, when he was trying to negotiate, and he said it on our channel, when he was trying to negotiate his contract to fight Vitaly Klitschko, 3 times the negotiations broke down. And he said, Wladimir Klitschko has more power than the sanctioning bodies. That's the sort of power that Klitschko controls. More power than the sanctioning bodies. That's deep. And as for the Mirror also said, put a story out about Peter Fury and him being a drug baron and all the rest of it. I don't have a lot of time for what the Mirror's got to say, to be honest. How about Vitaly when they let him have belts for 2 years without fighting? Ah, thank you very much. That's interesting. Glad you said it. Let's see if we can move on here. Let me skip on and see. Rav Singh says, too many heavyweight cancellations in the UK. Something's up. If you listen to my interview with Eric Molina, he makes a lot of revelations. And he says that when it comes to big fights, some of these cancellations could possibly be because of PEDs. Yep. Okay, let's move on. How long has Tyson got until he's stripped to the titles if he don't fight? It's a good question, mate. Very good question, Mix Master Dodger. Ingram, your coverage has been exceptional today. Thanks for keeping us updated. I'm trying to keep you updated as much as possible. I'm doing what I can, and I'm just a man behind sitting down in my bedroom doing this in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland. Okay, so that is where it is. Asgar, would you like to join me in the room, my friend? Seeing you there, I'll send you a link and you can jump in and you can join me and have a chat, because I'm sure there's a lot of people got a lot of things to say, and as always, I think people enjoy your comments. Let me just add you, Asgar. I'm just going to send you the link. Just set the link to your Twitter page, Asgar. Just DM'd you the link. Shout out to Tyson Fury 69. Really appreciate the comments there. Really appreciate you. Your comments have been very encouraging. And there's a few others. Again, Prolific Genius. Shout out to Prolific Genius again. Thank you for your appreciate your comments again. Shout out to Boxing Gossip for quoting the source for in terms of Hughie Fury and Anthony Joshua. Shout out to Box Talk, my man Ade out there. Big up. Shout out to Hatman TV. These are all guys that I've got a lot of respect for and legends within the YouTube universe. So shout out to them. And a big shout out to my man Niall Kennedy, the Irish up and coming heavyweight. And a super shout out to my man Clifford Benton. And it would not go without
yes.
I've got to mention Lucy Marshall, who continues to support, and the man himself, Asgar Tahir, is in the room. Okay, Asgar, before I bring you in, let me just see what people are saying, because I've kind of lost myself here in all the talking. Let's see what people are still saying in the room. Let's do this as Asgar. I'll keep it clean but honest. Dave Thomas, how you doing, Ingram? I'm all right. Slightly tired, slightly aggravated, but determined to get the news out for you. Anthony says, Asgar, too funny.
You say I'm too funny.
Dave Thomas, have been a few difficult days for everyone, I agree. No, Asgar, give it to them. You're welcome, Ingram. Thank you very much. So, okay, Asgar, how you doing, champ?
Good, my man, just chilling, you know how it is. Saturday, just do my normal thing, just good to have a day off, to be fair.
A few things. First of all, there is the report on Eddie Hearn saying that Hughie Fury priced himself out. Well, the first thing about that is that I spoke to Hughie straight after that interview came out, and here he was, I don't know what they're talking about. So that's the first thing.
Let's just talk it how it is, okay?
Yeah.
When a rat's cheese, what does a rat do?
You tell me. What? You tell me. Educate me.
He runs for it, doesn't he?
What's that?
He turns his doing. He's seen an opportunity. He's trying to grab it. You know, I'm not trying to call Eddie Hearn a rat. I'm just saying, just trying to give an example.
Yes.
It's a business. But my point is this: listen, it is what it is. And those who are real Team Fury supporters will always support Team Fury, no matter what. Those that are going to hate are going to jump on this. Fair play, jump around. But when the truth is told, and all these other social media outlets, all these newspapers that don't even know the facts, are going to feel pretty much embarrassed. Now, everybody wishes that Tyson gets stripped. But remember this, whether he gets stripped or whether he doesn't, who's big cheese in the game? Tyson Fury. Who's everybody want to watch? Tyson. It goes back to the Ali days when everybody hated Ali, and Ali was, so loud, and everybody hated, where he preached his religion. This is Tyson Fury. Everybody wants to watch him, whether you want to watch him lose, win, or just the comical side of it, because he is entertaining. He brings a lot of banter, and it is what it is. You know, I'm sure Peter's going to release something soon. I'm sure Tyson's going to make a statement. I'm sure.
Okay, I can confirm. Spoke to Peter this morning, and he will be doing an exclusive interview with Baylor TV on Tuesday with full statement.
But ask yourself again, and I said this to all the other social media outlets. Why is it that Peter talks to you, Ingram? Because you tell it how it is.
No, hold on. I've got to stop you there, because I've got to answer to some people who believe that I kiss Fury's ass. But
okay, stop.
That's not true.
Stop you there. Can I stop you there?
Yes.
If that was the case, would you have put that Ali Bashir interview up yesterday?
Absolutely not. I would have said no chance. Don't put it out there. He's saying that Tyson should be stripped.
Yeah, but you're being honest, and he's entitled to his opinion. This is Ali Bashir's own opinion. Fair play to him. If I was in the Klitschko's corner, I'd say the same, because it's all about the medal and it's all about the belts.
Of course it is.
Now we know, and I'm glad you mentioned it earlier about, you know, the canvas, the gloves, and all. People know that there's more to it.
There's a lot more to it.
Absolutely, the Klitschko's ain't innocent. Let's make it clear. Let's get it straight. Klitschko's don't really want this fight. They can pretend they want the fight. They don't want the fight because he's got a 50 million plus deal, a free fight deal with a TV company. They know this. And if he loses again, it's done. He loses. So he wants to play this safe. He wants to have a nice, easy fight. He wants Tyson to be stripped. Of course he does. So they're trying everything. If they can try the gloves, the ring, everything that they've tried, the waters, everything, what will they do for the bigger money? Imagine that.
I've said to fight fans already, Klitschko has more power than the sanctioning bodies.
And
Mr. told me.
Can I stop you? Can I stop you right there? And I'm gonna tell you this is facts. I was in the changing room. I told Wladimir to undo the wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, his team came around. He tried to bully me, like they could do something. I said, I don't care. Take it off. So the WBO official, I called him over. I says, look, I've asked him to take the wraps off. He's refused. The guy says, Vlad told him to go away and stand back in that corner. Word for word. If Sky Sports record, in fact, they must have recorded it because there's a load of cameras in that room at that time. Wladimir told him to go back into that corner. What does that tell you?
It tells you exactly what Bernie Stavone was saying.
It was, listen, the beauty of it was we had the British Boxing Board who was with us. And obviously he was backing us. He did a lot to support us at the end. John Fury, you know, he came and he was very powerful. Then it wasn't until Peter put his foot down. Hold on. If you're not taking the wraps off, we go. From when Peter said that, they knew we were serious. They thought we was going to be interested in, he could dangle the money in front of us, that we'd be desperate for the money. Listen, it had to be a 50-50 fight. Everything had to be fair. If it wasn't fair, there was no fight. Simple as.
Okay, I don't know if you're aware that there are advanced talks for Klitschko to fight Joshua. Advanced. This is like, take it as good as my face being black, right? it's that serious. And Klitschko's of the thought that if he fights Joshua, he's fighting Joshua while he's green.
Let me explain two things, yeah?
Yes.
First thing, if they did fight, Klitschko will destroy AJ, yeah? They were regular sparring. Klitschko says, look, this guy's a future. But let's make this clear. And Eddie Hearns will use this as a promotional, he'll capitalize on the promotional side of it.
Of course.
Terms and conditions, which won't happen. How come I can't see you?
I'm there. I'm here.
No. It doesn't matter. Well, either way, like I'm saying, It won't. I don't think it will happen. Even though there'll be
Okay,
advanced.
okay, hold on. We've got people in the room. Hold on. I've got to get back to people in the room. Dave Thomas says this is a very interesting debate. A lot of people do not realize what mental health is or how serious it is. Very serious. Very serious.
Absolutely. Listen, when are we going to really wake up? You've seen what's happened to Frank Bruno. You can see what's happened to Ricky Hatton. You can see what's happened to so many boxers. But only when it's so severe. Look at the away from boxing, Paul Gascoigne scenario. It's like the media jump on this, and
I could speak at length about it. My life is well documented about it. So, and I overcame it. So it's not easy. It's not easy, and it's always with people, and generally people who are stars or people who are out there, and they're having to perform under extreme amounts of pressure in difficult scenarios, and they're very much isolated. Very much.
Yeah, but certain people need to be held accountable. For example, the British Board of Sanctioning Fees, or whoever takes money should be put aside for therapy, for people to help these people. Yeah, because it's like Bobby Gunn said, his biggest battle ain't in the ring, his biggest battle's outside the ring. His biggest battle's with the media. Now, people, listen, remember this. He was 26, 27 when he won the title. It's a lot to take on. When he won the British title, what was he, 22, 23? No, people don't understand. He's a young man. He's a young man facing so much pressure. His father wasn't with him. Peter did the most. He did absolutely everything to help him. But at the end of the day, he's still missing his family, his father. He's got kids, he's got wives. People don't mention the abuse he had to put up with, the abuse to his wife, the abuse to him about his kids. What sick person would give abuse to kids? What sick person would even criticize or even question a man that's suffering? If a man's telling you, I'm suffering, feel for the man. Say, I hope you get well. Don't call him names because it's an illness. Would you say it to an ill man on the street? No, you wouldn't.
No.
People are so...
Asghar, I've got to add to people in the room here. Tom CFC says Vlad beats AJ. I tell you, there are a lot of people who say AJ would smash Vlad beforehand. When the fight gets made, all those people are going to backtrack. I guarantee you. Fight too early for AJ. Spartus the Great says Tyson Fury and here you've got a meeting with the Illuminati organization in November. UCAD. Any thoughts on that?
For me, come on. UCAD, listen, they're as corrupted. Who controls UCAD? They're a voluntary organization, right?
A voluntary organization?
A non-profitable, something like the non-profitable, whatever. And when someone puts a brown envelope, I'm not saying this has happened, by the way. I'm just saying, giving an example.
Yeah.
If someone puts a envelope full of something, I'm sure opinions or instructions can be made. Listen, it's all going to come out.
But you know what I find absolutely amazing? I haven't got around to doing it yet myself. But there's been no journalist who's gone to UCAD and asked them, what the hell's going on? Aren't you meant to be investigative journalists? Aren't you supposedly boxing journalists? Why don't you go and call UCAD? Why don't you go and call UCAD and ask them what's going on?
Because it's all under one umbrella to protect the golden boy, to protect the man they want to be the face of boxing. You see how they're trying to steer this? You see the powers within, the powers be. Like you said, they stripped him of the IBF. Yet, how long did Wladimir Klitschko hold on to the belt without defending it? But how long did, Brook, how long did he have the IBF without defending it? Tyson, he only had days. Boom, take it off him. It's all about the powers within, the dark forces. Trust me.
Here we go. Dave Thomas says, well, AJ's world champion, so it shouldn't be too early. If the fight happens and he loses, he loses. We will live and learn. Predator Bites UK says, Vlad has much too much power even without the belts. Spartus the Great says, Joshua's a paper champion. Spartus the Great says, go! Matter 2-0. Sorry, folks. I just thought I'd say that. It was fun anyway, just to break the tension up. Let's see what else people are saying. Did you hear that Hay and Wilder had provisionally agreed to fight? I heard it. I poo-pooed it. I think it's more realistic that David Haye fights Lucas Brown. I've been saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. I thought David Haye was going to fight Shannon Briggs, by the way. Shannon Briggs, he said, you fight in my undercard and I'll fight you next. I'll bang out Shannon Briggs. What happened? What happened?
Listen,
I don't see anybody giving David Haye this.
Con artists ripping off the great public with all these false fights, pretense. Listen, there's only one champion, that's Tyson Fury. There's only one heir to the throne. That's
Matthew Wall says, Hearn won't let AJ fight Vlad. He won't risk his golden goose. Mate, you've got no clue. You've got absolutely no clue. Absolutely no clue. No clue. No clue whatsoever. I'm telling you now, this fight can happen. This fight can happen.
Well, it needs to happen because AJ needs to be busy.
Now, listen, look at the money. Look at the money that can be made from this fight. And if AJ were to beat Vlad, think about the money that could be made in a super fight against Tyson Fury. The man that beat the man and the other man that beat the former man. Hey, super fight in the summer. They've both beat Wladimir Klitschko. Think about that. You guys not think you're seeing the game. Not seeing the game. You're not seeing it.
AJ will not beat Vlad. I tell you this. Beat Vlad.
Listen, when I say you don't have a clue, Matthew Wall, don't take it personally. I'm talking to you from a position. I'm not talking from a position sitting down from a keyboard and just talking. I'm talking from a person who's actually had conversations.
Ingram,
okay?
Ingram, can I say this? Ingram?
What's that?
No, I always say to people, things happen for the best, yeah?
Of course they do. And then what happens here, you try to tell people information, you try to give them advanced information. Look, here's an example. People are like sheep. Here's an example of a situation. There was a story that was out on Sky Sports. You can still see it. Hughie Fury due to fight Joseph Parker stablemate. Right? That was after I interviewed Fury. I said, mate, I heard you defending your WBO title against Ugando, or isn't it Ugano? Joseph Parker's stablemate.
Isn't that?
He said, I don't know nothing about that. I spoke to Peter. He said that the Sky had drunk. So I mean, I'm trying to give you the heads up. I'm trying to tell you something, but you all ain't listening. Some of you ain't listening. You all ain't listening. So it's no point in me talking. For those of you who want to listen, and for those of you who have followed Bayloric TV over the years and the investigative journalism we've done, and we've brought you the exclusives, what I'm saying to you is this: there are advanced talks between Wladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua. You can think what you like, you can come up with any conspiracy theories you like. I'm telling you this as fact. As of an hour ago, I discovered this information, right? So it's advanced stories, advanced talks, all right? Wladimir was eyeing up either Joshua or Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown fighting for the vacant WBA title, or Anthony Joshua, the IBF. Okay? I've said it to you before. That I broke the story to you this before, and if for some reason some people don't want to, they just feel that I'm just talking. If you don't believe what I've got to say, don't even bother sitting down listening to me. Go and listen to Dan Raphael or go and listen to somebody else. Don't sit down and listen to me. I just feel based on the fights that AJ's, I don't care what you feel based on. I'm telling you what I'm hearing as advanced talks. Two people in a room having a conversation. I'm the third person I'm the third person in the room watching this conversation take part or listening to this conversation. Based on you having a thought somewhere miles away. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. This fight is an advanced talks. Then when the fight is announced, you're going to turn around and say, oh, I'm looking forward to that fight. So I'm just trying to explain to you. Don't care about if you think it's too soon. People thought that Brook versus Golovkin was too soon. People thought, why is Brook fighting Golovkin? Did your thoughts stop that fight? No. No. People thought that Fury wasn't ready to fight Klitschko. Did your thoughts stop that fight? No, it happened. So don't tell me about what you can have an opinion, but don't make that opinion be of such that it is so kind of like narrow that because you think it doesn't allow it to happen, or because you think it won't happen, you're not allowing other alternative routes to be. All right. It was up to yesterday. I talked to Ali Bashir, and I said to Bashir, look. I asked him, Hughie Fury is available. He could fight Joshua. Eddie Hearn says that Eddie Hearn says that Fury. Hold on. I'm gonna have to stop something. Hold on. I'm gonna have to stop this for a moment and come back to you. I'm getting some information. I'll have to come back to you guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop this. This is Ingram Jones from Bayloric TV. I'm gonna have to go. Thank you all for watching. Gotta go. I hope that the information I've given you has been enough for you to consider. I've got to go. Something urgent's come up. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm out. Asgar, I've got to go, brother. Take care.